you paint that wall?
Yeah, I painted that wall.
So you full of talent. You paint. You got a loving care business. You service all the senior citizens and disabled people in the 757 area. You have a praying kitchen business where you feed the homeless, the less than fortunate, the 757. And you do this all by yourself?
Yeah, I'm a one-man army. I'm a one-man army. I do things I can do by myself. See, this here, this
Oh,
is
that's
what Trump
nice.
wants. This is a stairwell to heaven. And Trump is not going. Trump said he's on the last step. Okay?
That's a new painting there, huh?
Yeah, and this is the floating pyramid. This is the ship that they say is on its way here. Well, I don't know if you saw it on the news, but NASA said there's a spaceship. Well, this is it right here.
Okay, that's nice.
Okay? And at
Lovely
night,
painting.
when I ain't doing nothing, I look out of my window and
Back up
count the
some so we can
stars.
get a full view of that, because that's nice. Back
Yeah.
up some so we can get a full view of the wall right there.
Huh?
I said back up some so we can get a full view right there. Yeah, like that. That's nice. So that's your window?
Yeah, that's the one that I look out and count the stars. I'm waiting for the spaceship to get here. Oh, and this is inside my spaceship. I'm looking out the holes in my spaceship.
That's awesome.
Hey, and this is the matrix right here. This is the time machine that we're going to use to transfer to another dimension.
You're a bad man.
Right? And
Now, what is that painting?
this here is going into it. This here is the fourth dimension, coming out of the fourth, going into the fifth dimension, coming out. These are black holes. You see that?
Yeah, that's
They
nice.
are black holes. And once you get out the black hole, this is you traveling through the intersection of time. Time starts right here and it expands. And this is the palace of many doors. So, but
That's a
anyway,
nice palace there, buddy.
yes, thank you.
You're a bad man.
Yeah, I just try to keep myself busy. Right? But I want my people to be on the guard because Trump needs some organs to stay alive. And please believe me, he want to stay alive. You know,
Well, you
and
better
and
watch
it's funny.
yourself because you're talking a lot of junk about him. So who's to say he won't come for your organs?
Well, that's why I say I'll be aware. I'm heading to the doctor today. I'm gonna get some eyes sewed in the back of my head.
Okay.
And so I advise anybody to get some eyes sewed in the back of your head. Uh, you got to watch these people. Uh, So what you so what you think about your president? Is getting is allegedly got he had heart failure and kidney disease.
Well, this is my first time hearing it. When I heard you talk about it, That's why I need to bring you on the line to, fill me in, because I don't really be into what's going on, because I feel like all of those people that's in politics and just politicians itself is just sell false hope and advertisement, and they'll do anything just to win favor. So I try to stay far away from that because it gives me anxiety. I don't trust any of them, and I don't respect any of them, and God is my president. I trust God. I don't trust the officials. I don't trust people. I just put my faith in God only.
You know one thing I
My
guess.
phone put it down. I wasn't sure if you heard me say that I
Yeah,
don't trust those people. I put my faith in God only.
yeah. Well, you good. You good, yeah. That's the way you're supposed to do it. Cause we're gonna be tested in the next 36 months, 3.5 years. The Bible said, the book of Daniel and Revelation tell you about 3.5 years. And that's how much Trump got now. We got 3.5 years. And it's gonna be the worst time for people, but black folk will survive because we got built DNA. We can go longer without food than these racists can. Do you think? See, one thing about these MAGA Trump supporters, they knew nothing about history. They only went on hatred. When black folk were slaves, do you think the slave master fed? You think a slave ate every day? No. He might went weeks without getting any food. Most slaves were starved to death. They had no clothes and they had no food to eat. The slave master did not feed the slave. That's one thing they didn't understand, they didn't know. So now that food prices gonna go up so high. We are built for this. We should have no fear. We can go without water. We can go without food way longer than any other race. Okay, so we have nothing to worry about. Let the food get high, then whatever it's gonna get. But we will survive because we have it in our DNA. The melanin, that melanin will feed us. This is one thing they don't want you to know. You see, that food, yeah, and you take them people like in North Carolina, South Carolina, them racist MAGA supporters, they have to go, most of them have to go 30 to 50 miles to a grocery store, right?
Mm-hmm.
They don't know. It's like, like the people that's running this country is businessmen. They're not gonna put no food on their shelf. That's there for a person live out there in North Carolina, South Carolina. All them racists. They not gonna have no gas. Cause they don't spend no money. The man not gonna have gas setting up at these service stations when ain't nobody buying no gas. They're not gonna have no food in these stores. The hospitals, they're closing hospitals. I got an email from the American Medical Society by me being a member. They're gonna shut these hospitals down in these little teeny towns.
Yeah, I did see an article about that. A lot of them they shutting down.
Right, because they're not gonna be If they don't get no business, they're not going to keep no hospital open and they get one case a month. You know, they got 50 doctors on the payroll. They were getting their money from the government, even though the hospital won't doing no business. They were still getting paid to keep the lights on, pay the doctors and everything. Oh, and I got one piece of information for our black brothers and sisters. When I started this healthcare business, I started to buy some ambulance for going out into the rural areas, the country. They pick people up and bring them to the hospital. So if you got any money or you get with your people, I advise you to buy ambulance. Because
That's a
the
good
people that,
investment.
because the people that's in the rural areas won't have no way of getting to the hospitals now. They cutting all that down. Ain't gonna be no ambulance for these people. Racism is expensive, dear. These people voted knowing Trump is a racist. They are racist. They voted to hurt black people, who are God's people. They voted to hate, when they hate black people, they actually hate God. It's in the Bible. They said that God told the Israelites, which that's who we are, if they hate you, it's because they hate me. And this is what they voted for. And they're not gonna have no food. They got to go 30 miles to the nearest. I went there a few years back. I went to South Carolina to visit a friend. And they told me, said, can you take me to the store? I had to go over 30 miles to a Walmart from where they were living at. And that was like 10, 15 years ago. Now you can imagine now what's going to happen now. When they don't have no grocery store to buy no food. You think Walmart will have them big ass stores and ain't nobody spending no money?
No, they sure ain't. So, Shay,
Yeah.
what do you think about running for president?
Who?
You. What do you think about running for president? Because I feel like you would be a great candidate.
Well, a poor person, a poor man cannot run for president.
Mm.
Because the president is all about people see rich people as saviors, as smart. That's what the crazy Trump supporters. They didn't care about Trump had bankrupt every business he ever owned. They didn't care about that. Only thing they care about, he had the same feeling towards black people that they had. And that's what drove them. That's what drove them. Had the same feelings that towards black people that Trump had. They know he was a racist. And they fed on that.
That's bad business, allegedly.
Yeah, but they knew what what the consequences was, and they didn't care. But now they're finding out. They done effed around, find out. Look, that take the farmers. They voted to get rid of their workforce. It's just like you take a knife and stick it in all four of your tires when you know that your car runs on tires. But you gonna punch a hole in all four of them and think the car supposed to still work.
Mm.
That mentality. I
Terrible
tell
way of
you,
thinking.
kid, I tell you, daughter of Mordecai, punch a hole in all your tires and don't worry, the car will still work. It will still, you understand me?
Mm-hmm.
So check it out. They did that. They thought that Trump said black folk was coming back to the field, right?
Mm-hmm.
But check it out. When they had the Mexicans, working, they could hold back their pay. I ain't gonna pay you this week. What you gonna do about it? I ain't gonna pay you. Do about it. But you can't do black folks like that. You work a black man all week in the sun and tell him, hey, I ain't gonna pay you. No. Mm-mm. You won't be here. You won't be on this planet long.
Yeah. Oh, hell gonna break loose.
See, you see,